Hey, what's going on? All right, today is going to be the first video that's going to go into the actual fundamental framework. So, all of what we've talked about before, that was all in our inner world, right? That was all about how to elevate our vibration, our mindset, um, our perception of things, how to master our internal world. And that's the first step, right? Because that's what we have control over. And now, beginning with opportunity framing, this is the process to begin to translate what's inside into what's outside. All right. And so the opportunity framing methodology, I won't go into because you'll see the steps uh, in these subsequent videos. But it begins with assessing the situation, or during the OODA loop is we observe, right? We pay attention to what's going on. So instead of just jumping to a solution or trying to solve whatever challenge we have going in our life, it's important to take a step back and really understand what is our situation, what is the context, what is the environment, and as accurately as possible, identify what exactly we're trying to solve. Because if we don't fully understand the problem, then everything else that follows will be flawed, right? So what we want to do is really understand what's going on and then craft a solution. And this is for meticulous planning. This is for example, designing our life. It's not for an instantaneous life or death situation. Um, but that's why training is important for those situations. Anyways, that's a separate conversation. So Albert Einstein says, if I have an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem, 5 minutes thinking about the solution. And so the end goal of opportunity framing in general is to be able to articulate the mission that we must accomplish and why it matters to us. This, as a general note, because the world is complex and things are always changing, sometimes even once we get past this step, if new information arises, we need to return to opportunity framing to make any adjustments as necessary. And last but not least, as I've mentioned in this the video about problems versus opportunities, is that I'm reframing all problems as an opportunity for learning, for growth, for crafting our solution. So I usually frame them as challenges or opportunities. All right, one of the ways that we can help us to better understand the situation that we have is to use the 5 whys. So let's say we have a specific, I'm just going to say problem, but it's a challenge. You got a specific challenge. All right. Let's say we feel like we're overweight. All right. Now, 5 whys to get to the root of it. It doesn't have to be 5 specifically, but it's just practice of keep asking why. So what's a cause of us being overweight? Well, probably eating too much, maybe not exercising enough. Okay. What's causing that? Eating too much, maybe because it's an addiction, maybe because we're bored, maybe because we have some emotional things that we're avoiding or distracting ourselves through eating. Maybe we're not exercising because, again, we're not feeling great, we're too busy, whatever it is, too tired. Let's just pick one of those. So let's say we're overeating. We notice that we overeat when we're sad, let's say. Okay, so why am I sad? Well, not to get into like Austin Powers Fat Bastard, I eat because I'm sad because I eat, but sad because we don't feel control in our lives. So why don't we feel control? And so you see, like, getting down to the root of it until we identify something and we realize, okay, that is really the level at which we need to address our challenge. Because if our problem is feel we're overweight, going one step into trying to simply eat less might not be a sustainable path, because we're not addressing the underlying issue. And if we're able to resolve an underlying issue that's usually revolving around our identity, revolving around a very core belief, a hardwired, a wound, a pattern that's often rooted in childhood. If we don't address that issue, then the overeating that leads to the weight gain is merely a symptom. Other tips for opportunity framing is, one, just recognizing that we all view life through a specific lens, right? We have our personality, which filters the stimulus that we process. We have our background. We have our emotional state can affect everything as well. And so sometimes what we need is an outside perspective. And this is why, people love talking with friends. They have coaches, they have therapists, all these different things, just because sometimes people can see things from a different point of view than we can ourselves. And so, again, we can always analyze something or try to see something from a different perspective within the 5 Ws, seek some external input, or zoom out or zoom in. Sometimes the problem, we're looking at it too closely or too far away, and zooming in or out can reveal some answers or pathways for us. We always want to use positive language and kind of frame it in questions, because it kind of opens the possibility of solving. Whereas if we just state something like, I'm too fat, it doesn't lead to any problem solving. If we say, like, how can I lose weight, now we're trying to invite action and problem solving into it. That is all I have for this slide, for this video. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will get better at these. Until next time.